What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and today I bring you another video for Knighthood. Now, I've had a lot of people commenting on my videos asking me about charms and gear and what they should do in certain situations, and so I've decided to just make a sort of advanced gearing guide for the game. This is going to be a guide that's going to get you through the beginning game to the point where you're pushing towards middle game to end game. So hopefully you'll be able to find out where you are roughly in this video and be able to decide what next steps you should take. So the first thing I want to say is in the early game, you're going to start off with just your basic common gear. I'm going to recommend you don't gear this stuff up. And the main reason why is because you're going to replace it very, very quickly. Early on, your goal should be to get as many weapons as possible in a green status, as well as armor in a green status as well. I'm going to recommend that you don't use charms, and the main reason why is because you're going to want to use this green gear to craft to make blue gear. This is the one exception to the rule, and that rule is to never ever transmute with your currently equipped gear. This rule is going to take place once you reach blue quality gear. And the main reason this is because once you reach blue quality gear is the time that I'm going to recommend that you equip charms. And you want to make sure you can get those charms back, especially if they're green or higher quality. Because the more green charms you have, the faster you'll be able to move on to blue charms. Now, there is one caveat to this. If you have been playing throughout this Dark Tour event that's happening, I do recommend that you build up the Purist set. If you look here, my whole right side, my shoulders, my arms, and more recently, my boots are all the Purist set. If you've been playing through this Dark Tour event and you get any Purist gear, I'm going to recommend that you level this gear up. There's a couple reasons why. First reason is there's side stories that require you to level them to at least level 31. Therefore, worth it, because you're going to need to progress through those side stories to get more points, more rewards from the event. The second reason why is because, in my opinion, and from what I've seen so far, these are guaranteed to roll with either 2 armor slots or an armor slot and a hero slot, therefore giving you the 2 best slots you can get on a piece of gear. So these are going to be great for the beginner. They're going to be perfect blue pieces of gear that you can use early on, even into mid game and end game if you get unlucky. However, the goal is going to be to get to purple gear as soon as possible. However, you need to get good charm rolls. And what I mean by good charm rolls is at least 2, the same as blue, charm rolls that are armor or hero. If you haven't already checked out my charm guide that goes into everything you need to know about charms, definitely check that. I'll put a little card up in the top. You can see it with the little I button. You can check that video out to go more in depth. You can also join the Discord server in the description below, where we have an infographic tab that has all the infographics I've currently made for the game. You can check out the infographic for charms there. Now, armor is very, very simple. You're aiming for hero charms and armor charms that allow you to put, defense charms is actually what they're called, that allow you to put either armor or health charm slots in there. Now, what this means is once you've gotten those, you can just level up that armor and you don't really have to worry about it too much. I'm not going to recommend that you push for uniques very early on. The odds of you getting a good unique roll is very low. If you get lucky and you get all of the right stuff to make a unique, go ahead, make it. Maybe you'll get something good. If you don't get something good, it's close to good, charm rerolling is coming. Also, there is the potential that if you get like really, really cruddy rolls, you can disenchant or dismantle that piece and get a really good charm roll like I did with my first unique. So definitely don't stop from progressing your armor, but getting to blue, purple gear is definitely perfectly fine for the mid game and even into the late game once you reach the 40 to 45 level on those pieces of gear. Now, the more intense thing is going to be your weapons. Now, the first 2 stages of the first 2 maps of the game, you don't really need to worry about what weapon you're building because the enemies are relatively simple. They're not super difficult to defeat. At least that was my playthrough, and most of the people I've spoken with have said the same. However, once you reach White Peak and Realm of Fire, you're going to run into some very big roadblocks. So my recommendation here is going to be to build up weapons that are going to allow you to progress through those stages. The first weapon I'm going to recommend that you guys build is going to be a troll weapon. The first really big roadblock you're going to reach is going to be Kren Rockjaw, and he is a troll enemy. So building a troll weapon to 33 or higher is going to be immense for your ability to beat Kren Rockjaw. I was able to go in with no stuns, just 2 healing heroes, Titania and Inara, not even at 4-star. My Titania was level 30, my Inara was level 25, and I was able to completely demolish Kren Rockjaw on, I think it was my 3rd or 4th attempt. So definitely recommend building a troll weapon. The troll weapon should carry you through towards the end of White Peaks as well, so definitely a good investment. Also, there's a troll guild boss, so why not build one, right? It's going to help you out in guild boss as well. Get those big juicy numbers. The next weapons I'm going to recommend you build are surprisingly actually not for a story stage, but they are for the Onslaught Dungeon. So let's quickly move over to the Onslaught Dungeon in game so you can see why I recommend you build these. The Onslaught Dungeon is a huge part of the game. As you can see here, I've currently cleared up to floor 5, and don't worry, floor 3, 4, and 5 guides will be coming soon, so just stay tuned. I've just had so much other content I wanted to cover that these kind of fell to the wayside, but don't worry, they are coming. So if you haven't beaten these stages and you want the tips and tricks for how to beat them, they are coming soon, I promise. Okay? Floor 1 is simple. You're just going to bring an undead weapon, level 20, 25, and crappy heroes, and you'll be fine. Floor 1 is just a gear check. It's just to kind of realize, hey, this isn't as easy as you may think it is. Go in and do it. Floor 2, pretty much the same. Floor 3 is where you start to run into some difficulties. In here, you just bring a cult weapon or a golem weapon and just kind of blow through. However, floor 4 and floor 5, early game, is where you're going to run into the biggest issues. And floor 5 is a huge milestone for mid-game players. Floor 4, I'm going to recommend you build at least a blue level militia weapon to level 30. The reason why is because that will allow you to beat this stage incredibly easy. As you can see here, I brought Inara and Krusa, and the reason why is because Krusa does immense damage to armored units, allowing me to almost one-shot the back line at level 25. And Inara allows me to heal myself very easily. I took a level 30, actually I think it was even 29 militia weapon in here, and had no problems defeating the boss within 4 or 5 turns my first couple attempts. So keep that in mind. Building a militia weapon to at least around 28 to 30, definitely not a bad investment. Floor 5 is a pure demon stage, and is a very difficult stage to beat. But there's a very easy trick, which you'll see in my video when I make the floor 5 guide. All you need to know is that you want to bring a blue level 30 demon weapon at minimum. This is going to help you defeat this stage incredibly easy. Now, you've gotten through Onslaught Dungeon level 5. We'll say you've defeated White Peaks and you've moved on to Realm of Fire. Now, I personally have not gotten to Realm of Fire. However, that is a personal decision. Because we have the Dark Tour event currently going on, I didn't want to put myself into Realm of Fire and then not be able to fight Caligo as often as possible. Because if you don't know, once you unlock the area, he can spawn in the top 2 areas, meaning my new Caligos would be only in White Peaks and Realm of Fire, and I can barely beat the Caligo in White Peaks. So my recommendation is, if you have not already gotten to Realm of Fire, you're still in White Peaks, stay there till the end of the event. Just sit on that last boss. Don't move to Realm of Fire quite yet. However, I am going to recommend, once you get to Realm of Fire, the main enemies you're going to see at the beginning are going to be undead. Now, you should have already built an undead weapon to right around the 20 to 25 mark, so you're already sort of in a good position. As you can see, for me, I currently got really lucky on my first purple roll and got a really strong purple undead weapon, and it's currently at level 25. My next goal, now that I've gotten both Onslaught Dungeon level 4 and 5 completed, is to level this undead weapon to level 30. This is going to be my starting weapon for Realm of Fire. This is kind of where I think everyone should be aiming for. Realm of Fire is a difficult and long journey. You are not going to clear it in a week. You're not going to clear it in 2 weeks. I think from most people I've heard, it took them 3 to 6 weeks to go through Realm of Fire, and that was with some people's spending. So just keep in mind, especially if you're free to play, prepare as much as you can before you enter Realm of Fire. Now, the charm slots aren't that big of a deal when you're building a weapon early on, okay? However, if you do get lucky, aim for critical slots. Buff slots are your best 2 options for weapons. As you can see here, I did get relatively lucky, and I got 2 criticals and a buff slot. Likely, what I would like is for this to be a chance to give me focus, or Fury would be better here, but I don't think I have one of those at the moment. Well, I actually do have a focus one. Maybe we'll swap that out later. I'll have to contemplate whether I think that's worth it or not. But I definitely recommend getting an undead weapon to level 30 purple if possible, or maybe even 35 blue if possible for the Realm of Fire starting. Now, I don't want to go too in-depth for Realm of Fire, so I'm not going to go any further in that, but I do think that being prepared for Realm of Fire with an undead weapon is going to give you a nice little bit of a head start in that area for when you get there. Now, keep in mind that this is sort of a gear pathing video. It's not like a you have to do this. This is your choice. You can build what you want. You think that Greater Daka Smasher looks cool because it's got a bull on the front of it? Build it, man. No worries. You know, you'll do lots of damage to beasts. Sounds good to me. But if you want to be able to progress at the fastest rate possible while still remaining to be free to play, this is the path I recommend. Just to recap, your first goal should be getting all blue armor. Your second goal should be getting all blue weapons. Your third goal should be getting specifically a troll weapon to 33 to 35, followed by a militia and demon weapon to level 30, followed by, if possible, a purple undead weapon to 30 or a blue undead weapon to 35. That is my current recommendation for the game. For progression when it comes to gear. If this changes, I will definitely make an updated guide, or I'll pin a comment in the comment section below. That's it for this video. However, I do want to go over a couple things before I go. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. That's okay too. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or just want to chat with me, you can go into the description below and join our Discord channel where we talk about Knighthood all the time. You can also leave a comment in the comment section below as well, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. I do my best to respond to every comment. If I've missed you in the past, I'm sorry. Try to leave me another one, and I'll grab it as fast as I can. Also, if you like my content and you want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification so you can be notified when all my videos go live. We have skyrocketed in the past couple of weeks, hitting 500 followed by 600 and now sitting at almost 750 subscribers, which was our next goal. Let's hit 750 subscribers by the end of next week. That would be amazing. And also, one final thing, I know everyone who's watched these videos is super excited for the gem giveaway. Don't worry, later today or early tomorrow, there will be a video announcing the gem giveaway. Please be prepared to comment with your player ID in that video. That's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.